A mysterious new AI has appeared, and in a single move, it shattered the dominance of GPT-5, Codex, and Claude, leaving experts stunned and the entire industry shaken. The world of artificial intelligence has been dominated for years by a few big names that everyone looks up to as the standard of power, speed, and intelligence. People thought the field had already reached its peak with systems like GPT, Codex, and Claude, but a new arrival suddenly shattered that belief. This revolutionary AI agent did not just appear as another upgrade or a minor improvement. It came out of nowhere and instantly redefined what an AI system could achieve. The most surprising part was the way it broke away from traditional frameworks. While most AI models were designed on predictable training data and step-by-step improvements, this new agent introduced an entirely fresh approach. Its structure was not only faster but also more adaptable, allowing it to learn, unlearn, and evolve in ways people thought were impossible. When the first tests were revealed, experts expected another incremental update, but what they saw instead shocked them. The AI showed an ability to generate highly complex reasoning patterns in seconds, something older systems often struggled with. Analysts were baffled at how quickly it adapted to tasks it had never been exposed to before. It didn't require endless fine-tuning, and it didn't fall apart when pushed into unfamiliar territory. The adaptability alone set it apart, but the scale at which it operated made it truly groundbreaking. Researchers started digging into how this new agent worked, and what they discovered left them stunned. It was not simply about larger datasets or more parameters. Instead, the architecture allowed it to function almost like a living system that could continuously restructure its own decision-making process. This opened doors for applications far beyond what traditional AI had been capable of. From advanced research simulations to real-time creative problem solving, it began demonstrating qualities that looked less like a tool and more like an independent mind. The revolutionary entry of this AI agent marked a turning point. It represented a leap rather than a step, pushing aside the idea that only established giants could dominate the field. The arrival proved that disruption could come suddenly and change the rules overnight, catching even the most confident experts off guard. The arrival of the new AI agent sent immediate shockwaves through the entire technology landscape. For years, the industry had been carefully building expectations around steady growth and gradual advancements. Most experts believed they could predict the trajectory of machine learning models, but this launched threw all those predictions into chaos. Suddenly, every assumption that guided researchers, developers, and companies was challenged. The disruption was not subtle, it was loud, fast, and impossible to ignore. News spread quickly across labs, startups, and corporations as specialists tried to understand how such a system could appear without warning and instantly outperform established giants. The shock was not limited to performance metrics. What caught the attention of industry leaders was the speed at which this agent adapted and the variety of tasks it could manage. People were used to thinking of AI models as powerful but narrow tools, excellent at one thing yet limited when pushed outside their training. This new agent shattered that image by excelling across domains without hesitation. Its versatility felt almost unsettling, making older models look outdated in comparison. Investors started pouring money into projects that could replicate or harness this technology, while others worried about being left behind. Conferences that once focused on steady progress now turned into urgent debates about how to respond to a force that had blindsided even the most prepared institutions. Industry insiders whispered about lost contracts, projects suddenly canceled, and partnerships collapsing because no one wanted to back a system that looked obsolete. Companies rushed to test the new agent, and many reported results they had never imagined possible. Productivity benchmarks doubled, sometimes tripled, in fields ranging from data science to automation. The disruption became a global talking point, shaking confidence in strategies that were carefully built over years. Competitors that once dominated headlines suddenly struggled to defend their position. The ripple effect spread from developers to policymakers, forcing everyone to rethink how quickly the future was arriving. The industry had not just been surprised, it had been shaken to its core by a breakthrough that no one had seen coming, leaving uncertainty about what might happen next. When comparisons between the new AI agent and the established giants began, the results were not just surprising, they were almost unbelievable. For years, GPT-5 Codex and Claude had been considered the peak of artificial intelligence. Each of them carried reputations as powerful tools with unique strengths, and many believed nothing could surpass their combined dominance. Yet the new system dismantled those assumptions with performance that was faster, sharper, and more adaptable in nearly every measurable way. It didn't just compete with these models, it outperformed them so convincingly that entire benchmarks had to be reconsidered. The first area where it left its rivals behind was speed. GPT-5 was known for producing rich, detailed outputs, but often required longer processing times for complex requests. Codex excelled at generating and refining code, but it stumbled when given unusual prompts outside programming. Claude was designed to handle longer conversations with safety in mind, yet it occasionally sacrificed creativity for cautious responses. The new agent, however, managed to combine all these abilities while operating at lightning speed. Tests revealed it could analyze large datasets, generate detailed solutions, and refine outputs without hesitation, producing results that looked like they came from a decade of research condensed into seconds. Accuracy was another domain where the difference was undeniable. While GPT-5 and Claude often impressed with context handling, they sometimes made errors in logic or factual consistency. The new agent showed an ability to self-correct in real time, reducing the chances of flawed outputs. Developers who tested it on coding tasks were shocked to see it outperform Codex by solving highly complex programming challenges in fewer steps and with fewer mistakes. It was not just about performing well, but about performing consistently across different domains, whether it was writing, coding, research, or problem solving. For professionals who relied on older systems, this was both exciting and alarming. The models they trusted for innovation suddenly looked outdated, as if they belonged to a different era. The new AI agent proved it was not merely an upgrade or competitor, but something that had redefined the playing field, forcing even the strongest names to confront the possibility of being left behind. The biggest reason the new AI agent stood out was not just its performance, but the set of breakthrough features it carried that no one had expected. Traditional AI systems had always been praised for their power, but they were still bound by limitations in flexibility and adaptability. This agent broke through those walls with a collection of abilities that felt closer to independent intelligence than pre-programmed responses. One of the most striking features was its dynamic learning ability. Unlike older models that required constant retraining or updates to adjust to new data, this agent could adapt in real time. It analyzed new information on the spot, reshaping its knowledge base without slowing down or losing coherence, which gave it an edge in environments where information changes constantly. Another groundbreaking aspect was its cross-domain versatility. Where most models were designed with a specific focus, this system operated smoothly across multiple fields without showing the weaknesses of specialization. It could transition from handling highly technical programming tasks to composing deep analytical essays or even running scientific simulations without skipping a beat. This versatility meant industries that once needed multiple AI systems could now rely on a single agent capable of managing everything with the same level of precision. Its problem-solving approach also stood out. The new agent demonstrated an ability to break problems into smaller parts, analyze them from multiple perspectives, and then synthesize a solution that appeared both innovative and efficient. This style of reasoning gave it a creative edge over older models that tended to generate predictable outputs. It was able to generate strategies that even experienced professionals found original, which made it feel less like a tool and more like a collaborator. Security and reliability were equally impressive. While safety has always been a concern with AI, This agent showed a natural capacity to detect inconsistencies, avoid harmful responses, and maintain balance between freedom and caution. It wasn't perfect, but it was leaps ahead of what the industry had grown used to. These features collectively changed the perception of what artificial intelligence could be, creating the impression that a new era of digital intelligence had quietly but decisively begun. The launch of the new AI agent did more than shock the industry in the present moment. It raised questions about the direction artificial intelligence would take in the near future. For years, people assumed progress would be gradual, predictable, and tied to the evolution of familiar systems. This sudden leap disrupted that belief, suggesting that the future of AI could unfold much faster and in more unexpected ways than anyone had planned for. The presence of a system capable of outperforming established leaders set the stage for a competitive race unlike anything the industry had seen before. Instead of a handful of dominant players guiding development, the possibility opened for new challengers to rise, each introducing fresh breakthroughs that could rewrite the rules again. Businesses immediately began rethinking their strategies. Companies that once felt secure in their reliance on big-name models now faced the pressure to adapt, fearing obsolescence if they failed to move quickly. Startups found new opportunities, realizing they could now challenge giants by adopting or building upon this new wave of AI. Governments and policymakers were equally concerned, debating how to regulate a technology that was advancing too quickly to contain within traditional frameworks. The conversation shifted from cautious exploration of AI's potential to urgent discussions about control, ethics, and responsibility. The future also hinted at a change in how people might interact with technology in everyday life. An AI agent with this level of intelligence and adaptability could reshape industries from healthcare to education to entertainment. It could mean more personalized assistance, faster discoveries in science, and creative outputs that blur the line between human and machine contributions. Yet it also raised concerns about dependence, displacement, and the pace at which human roles might be replaced. What stood out most was the sense that the boundaries people once accepted no longer applied. The unveiling of this AI agent marked not just a technological advance, but a cultural turning point. It made clear that the future of artificial intelligence would not be a slow climb, but a series of leaps that could redefine society in ways both exciting and unsettling, with this breakthrough acting as the first major step into that uncertain horizon.